Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I bid to Madam. So for today, we are going to present for our assignment for Course Information Security Management System. We are going to talk about and exploring and applying vulnerability assessment tools, a comprehensive evaluation of Qualys, IBM Guardian, and Open VAS. So I would like to introduce myself first. So my name is Muhammad Abdul Aziz. So I would be presenting the first part of the presentation. Next. Okay, so I would like to talk about Qualys. Qualys is actually an enterprise cyber risk and security platform. So it is a cloud-based security platform that offers a comprehensive suite of tools for IT security and compliance. So basically, Qualys helps in remediate security issues across our host systems such as physical servers, endpoints, virtual machines, and also cloud instances. Next. So what does Qualys do? So the purpose of Qualys itself is to detect the vulnerabilities such as unpatched software, insecure configurations, and also outdated components. The second purpose of the Qualys system is to monitor IT assets continuously for any changes and threats. And also for the last purpose is to comply with regulation, which is the standard security, which is such as PCI DSS, HIPAA, and also ISO 27001. So what are the key features that Qualys have that it can do and also function as an software? So for the first one, which is cloud agent-based scanning. So Qualys is actually a lightweight agent for helping in conducting continuous assessment. And for the second one, it helps in it can do credential scanning, in which the user can perform and conduct deep analysis by using administrative access for more accurate result. Next one, it can conduct customizable reporting, which is a risk-based report with CVE info and also CVSS cost and remediation tips. The fourth one, which is asset inventory management, where it helps to automatically detect and categorizes all the host system. The fifth one, which is the patch management integration, it helps in connecting with ITSM tools to streamline vulnerability resolution. And for the last key features, which is built-in threat intelligence, which is real-time detection of any emerging CVEs and exploits. So what platform that is supported for Qualys software or application? So for the operating system, it supports in Microsoft Windows, Linux such as Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian, CentOS, CentOS, and SUSE, and also Mac OS, and the newest version, which is the Android one. So for the virtual machines, we can use VMware or Hyper-V, and also cloud instances such as AWS EC2, Microsoft Azure Virtual Machine, or Google Cloud Platform. Next. So for the Qualys deployment, the prerequisite or the system requirement that we as a user needed to use the software itself is we need to have a valid Qualys account, which is such as trial or subscription per month or per year, and internet access on port 443 HTTPS, and we have to have an admin or root credentials for deeper scanning, and also a virtualized environment such as VMware, Hyper-V, AWS, or Azure. So for the installations, that there are two options, which is for the cloud agent installation and also for the virtual scanner appliance. So for the installation for cloud agent installation, first we need to create our account and log into the Qualys cloud platform. And after that, we can navigate to the cloud agent and select our operating system, such as either Windows or Mac OS, or by using Linux. And we can option to download and install the agent on each host. After that, we can run the installation command with our activation key, and also the agent, Qualys agent, will connect to the Qualys cloud and start reporting vulnerabilities that we have or any threats, and it will organize any assets by grouping them with tags such as Linux servers, workstation, and etc. So for the option 2, which is for the virtual scanner appliance. So from the Qualys dashboard itself, after we log in, we can go to scans and appliances and new. We can choose and download the scanner image for our platform such as VMware or Hyper-V, and deploy the virtual machine in our virtualization tool. And we can configure the network settings and activate the scanner with our Qualys account activation code. Finally, we can add assets and schedule internal scans as needed. So for the walkthrough of using the Qualys deployment, a simple walkthrough regarding on how to operate Qualys, which is first we need to select our target environment. We need to choose our host system, whether we want to use in Windows OS or Linux or any cloud instances for vulnerability assessment. Step 2, we can deploy the Qualys agent, the cloud agent or the virtual scanner appliance. If we using the cloud agent, we need to install it on the target system for continuous monitoring. If we are going to use the virtual scanner appliance, we need to deploy it for internal network scanning. So after that, we can conduct credential scanning, which is provide admin credentials for a deeper, more accurate analysis of the system. We also can conduct a scheduled scan, in which we can configure and schedule the scan such as bi-weekly or monthly based on our organization needs. And we also can conduct run scan to initiate the scan to assess the system for any vulnerabilities like outdated software, missing patches, and insecure configurations. Step 6, we can review the results from the scan itself, where it will generate a report with identified vulnerabilities and also its own their severity, such as critical threats or high threats or medium threats and also low threats, and any suggested remediation actions that we can take to solve the problem. Step 7, we can remediate the vulnerabilities and threats by applying the patches, reconfigure our settings, and update the component as the scan result. And last but not least, which is the track compliance, in which we can ensure ongoing compliance with regulation, such as the security standard earlier, PCI, DSS, HIPAA, and also the ISO, through continuous monitoring and reassessment. I think that's all from me for my part. I will pass to the next presenter.
I will continue. First of all, my name is Muhammad HAIKAL bin YUSOF. I will continue for the IBM Guardian part. IBM Guardian for database security. IBM Guardian is a comprehensive data security platform designed to protect sensitive data in database environments. It provides real-time monitoring, auditing, and also compliance automation to safeguard database from threats, unauthorized access, and potential breaches. Guardian ensures the data integrity and security across on-premises, cloud, and also hybrid environments. For the function, first is monitor database activity in real time. Next is detect and respond to unauthorized access and anomalies. Next is enforce security policies and compliance control. The fourth function is assess vulnerabilities and security risks. And for the last function is automate audit reporting for regulatory requirement. For the key functions, first is real-time monitoring. It can track all database activity. Next key function is threat detection. It can identify suspicious behavior and also insider threats. The third key function is vulnerability assessment. Can detect security risks in database. And for the last one is data discovery and classification. It can find and secures sensitive data. For the supported platform, first is relational database. For example, Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, DB2, and also PostgreSQL. Next is NoSQL and Big Data. For example, MongoDB, Cassandra, and also Hadoop. And clouds, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and also Snowflake. Next. IBM Guardian deployment guide for the prerequisites. First is system requirements. It can ensure sufficient CPU, RAM, and also storage. Next is database access, admin privilege for monitoring setup. The third one is network configuration, proper firewall rules and access permissions. And for the last is license and installation file. It can obtain from IBM. For the installation step on premises, first is provision a server. Deploy Guardian as a physical appliance or virtual machine (VM). For the cloud, deploy IBM Guardian VM on AWS, Azure, or GCP. Second is install Guardian software. Use the IBM provided ISO or OVA file. Third one is configure policies. It can set security rules and monitoring policies. Fourth is connect database. Integrate with database servers via agent or network sniffing. And for last one, test and optimize. Validate data collection and adjust policies. For the cloud deployment, public cloud such as AWS, Azure, and GCP. It can deploy Guardian as a virtual appliance. For example, AMI, Azure VM, GCP image. Next is configure cloud storage and network setting. And integrate with cloud database, for example, RDS, Cosmos DB, BigQuery, and so on. For the hybrid and private cloud, first is install Guardian on a VM or container, then secure connectivity via VPN or private endpoint, and implement centralized monitoring for on-premise and cloud database. I think that's all from me. I will pass to our friends to continue. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Syazana Alya. So I will now explain about OpenVAS. OpenVAS is an open source vulnerability scanner that helps identify security issues in systems, networks, and applications by detecting outdated software, misconfigurations, and unpatched vulnerabilities. So the purpose is to detect weaknesses in system, network, and application that could be exploited by attackers, and it provides ongoing assessment to ensure systems are secure and up to date. And also it assists in meeting security standard by identifying and remediating vulnerabilities, and it helps in identifying missing patches and outdated software that needs to be updated. So for the key features, there are a few key features for OpenVAS like large vulnerability database, customizable scan, severity classification, detailed reporting, open source, and integration with other tools. For the supported platforms, for operating system, it has Linux, Windows, macOS, and then for the virtual machine, it has VMware, VirtualBox, KVM, Hyper-V, and for the cloud, it has Microsoft Azure, GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform, and Docker. Next, I will explain about the OpenVS deployment guide. So the first one is about its prerequisites. So for the hardware, it needs a multi-core CPU, at least 4 GB RAM, but it is recommended to have 8 GB RAM, and then more than 20 GB disk, and a stable network for the internet connection. And for the software, you can choose between Linux, Windows, or Mac OS. And dependencies, you need to install some dependencies like PostgreSQL, GCC, libpcap, and libssl. And for the network, it's 93.19.93.99.443. And for the permission, you need to use root hash sudo access for installation and configuration. And for the cloud, you can choose AWS or Azure or GCP. Next, for the installation steps, this is for Ubuntu or Debian. So first step, you need to install OpenVAS, which you need to update the system and install dependencies if you don't have the dependencies yet. And then the next step, you need to configure the PostgreSQL by creating OpenVAS database and restart the OpenVAS service. Next, you need to access Greenbone Security Assistant by login, using username and password. And then you need to update OpenVAS vulnerability data, and then run a scan by logging in into GSA, the Greenbone Security Assistant. Create new target, and then create new styles, and then you can start the scan. And the last step, you need to check status and logs by checking the OpenVAS status and view logs. So how to run the scan and interpreting results. First step is to configure the scan, which is you need to log into GSA and then create target and then create task and then start scan. And the next one, you need to monitor scan, which you need to check progress into the scans and into tasks. And then you need to view results by opening the completed report. So with the results, you can interpret them by two methods, which is severity classification, uh, between critical, high, medium, and low. Or you can interpret by using CVSS score, which higher because higher score is more critical. And that's all for OpenVAS. We're moving on to the next.
So next, I will continue with the hypothetical finding from scan. First of all, my name is Muhammad FARHAIN bin SUKAIRI. So for the qualis is during the quali scan, we identified several critical vulnerabilities such as outdated software and missing security patch. This could be exploited by attacker to gain the unauthorized access to the system. Additionally, weak password configuration were found, which could enable attacker to easily compromise the account. Next, I move to IBM Guardian, which is IBM Guardian highlighted unauthorized access attempt, showing that someone attempt to access sensitive data without the necessary permission. So this is a major risk for a data leakage and potential breaches. The tool also identified as a SQL injection vulnerability, which could be exploited by attacker to manipulate the database query and steal or alter the data. Last one, the open VAS, which is the open VAS scan that uncover multiple open ports on network device that could potentially be used to gain the unauthorized access to the network. This is a significant risk as attacker can exploit this to infiltrate the network. Additionally, outdated SSL and TLS version were detected, which may allow attacker to intercept and decrypt the secure communication. Next, I will move to the impact of identified vulnerability. The first one is Qualys, which is the vulnerability identified by Qualys could lead to the serious security breach. The outdated software could be exploited that will make attacker compromise the entire system. The weak password are also a major concern as they could lead the unauthorized access via brute force attack. The next one, IBM Guardian, flagged several serious issues, including unauthorized access database access attempt, and then could lead to the data breach, which can result in the loss of customer trust, legal consequence, and regulatory penalty. The SQL injection vulnerability are also critical as they can allow attacker to manipulate database query, potential leaking or altering sensitive data. The last one is OpenVAS. The OpenVAS raised a serious concern about open network ports and outdated encryption protocol. The open port create a significant attack surface, which while outdated SSL or TLS version could allow attacker to intercept and decrypt the sensitive communication between the company or exposing the both business and customer data. The next one, I will move to the remediation recommendation. First, for the Qualys, to address the vulnerability found in Qualys, it is essential to apply the latest patch and update to the affected system. Additionally, enforcing strong password policies and coupled with the multi-factor authentication will significantly reduce the risk of unauthorized access. The next one is IBM Guardian. For the database issue found in the Guardian, the implementing the encryption address will help to protect the sensitive data from unauthorized access. And then we also recommend patching SQL injection vulnerability and improving input validation to safeguard against malicious attacks. The last one is OpenVAS. For the network vulnerability identified by OpenVAS, closing unnecessary open port is a priority. And then we will installing a firewall will restrict unauthorized access, and then upgrading the SSL or TLS protocol to their latest version is crucial to ensuring secure communication and protecting the sensitive data from man-in-the-middle attacks. So I will move to the critique and comparison of tool. First one for the Qualys is Qualys excel in hot-based vulnerability scanning and is highly effective for enterprise with a complex environment, especially those using a cloud-based infrastructure. But however, the cost may be prohibitive for the smaller business, and it will require a setup and configuration. The next one is IBM Gradation. The IBM Guardian is a powerful tool for database security, offering a detailed vulnerability scanning and compliance feature. But it may be overkill for smaller organizations and can be expensive to implement the database and maintain the database. So the the last one is OpenVAS is a fantastic option for those seeking a free service or free network. Open source network vulnerability scanner, while it is highly suitable for network security assessment, but it may not be as easy to configure or as feature rich or other area like database and security. So the last one for this slide is two recommendation for different scenario. For the first one scenario is a small business. OpenVAS is the most suitable option. It's free and offer a basic vulnerability scanning for the network device, which is sufficient for smaller, less complex environment. For the large enterprise, uh, I will recommend Qualys because it provide a comprehensive host vulnerability management, making it ideal for large and complex infrastructure that need extensive monitoring and reporting. For the last one is a cloud environment, which is for business with the cloud environment. Qualys is also the best option for cloud environment. It integrates well with the cloud infrastructure and offer a scalable solution for vulnerability management. I think that's all from us. Thank you.